Welcome and welcome back. This is Mfon and I'm glad to have you back for another video. So I'm going to discuss a few points as to why you're always feeling hungry on a plant-based diet. I remember once seeing a chiropractor and she told me she went vegan for a little while, but she always felt hungry and she was always cold. And I was like, well, why would she feel that way? And I remember that I only felt that way when these things were happening. So the number one reason that you're always feeling hungry in a plant-based diet is that you're under eating. You're just not eating enough calories. And if we increase your caloric intake and rearrange the types of foods you're eating, you'll feel less hungry on a plant-based diet. We get on a plant-based diet, a lot of times we want to lose weight because our health is in jeopardy. However, we don't know what to eat. And when we don't know what to eat, we end up not eating enough, end up under eating, and then our body starts to break down even more because we're not giving our bodies what we need on this plant-based diet. A plant-based diet that is poorly structured can actually be detrimental to your health. So under eating, not eating enough, looks like eating a lettuce salad, but the type of lettuce you're using is not calorically dense. For instance, a head of romaine lettuce is 100 calories, where iceberg lettuce is just water and not too many calories at all, right? But a lot of the salads that we get, say if we go out to eat at a restaurant, we're getting mostly iceberg lettuce. We're not getting romaine and kale and spinach and all these rich leafy greens in our salads that's going to help us feel full, right? We're also not including the other food groups into the meals that we're eating. So say we're getting a salad, it's usually iceberg lettuce, tomatoes, and carrots, right? But there are other food groups that we need to include in our diet, like the beans, like the nuts, like the seeds, like the different leafy greens, like some cruciferous vegetables, like maybe heirloom tomatoes, like we can vary our diet with high caloric fruits and vegetables that make us feel more full. The next reason why you're always feeling hungry on a plant-based diet is because you're eating a lot of junk food on a plant-based diet. Let's face it, there's a lot of frankenfoods, there's a lot of Beyond Meats, Impossible Burgers. There's a lot of frankenfoods on a plant-based diet, and I call them frankenfoods because, they put the things together, they process it well so it can look like a meat. So when you eat a lot of those things, it's really flavorful and it really gives your food the little bit of a kick that you want, the little bit of a reminder of meat. However, it's low in nutritional value. So because it's low in nutritional value, you eat that burger, you eat the Beyond Meat, and you'll end up still feeling very hungry because it's low in nutritional value. So eating junk foods on a plant-based diet will make you feel hungry and make you feel depleted on your plant-based diet. Point number 3, right? I think we're on number 3, is that we're not supplementing on our plant-based diet. Even those people who eat meats and even those people who eat a lot of meats and different diets like that, they're still advised to supplement. If you look at your mother, grandma, whatever, you'll see that she's taking fish oil, vitamin D, vitamin B, all these multivitamins because you still need to supplement on whatever diet you're on. Unfortunately, we are in a day and age where our soil is not as rich in magnesium and all these different vitamins and minerals that our soils and all these vitamins and minerals that the soil used to have. So what's growing out of our soil is nutritionally more depleted than it used to be. So yeah, of course, eating a plant-based diet is a nutrient-dense diet if you structure it well. However, our produce is not as nutritionally robust as it used to be, so you need to supplement. Another reason why you're feeling hungry is just not well thought out meals and not well planned meals. So meal planning, especially when you're new on a plant-based diet, is extremely vital because it helps you learn recipes. And when you learn recipes, this diet is so much easier for you. So when you don't have a well-planned excuse me, when you don't have a well planned and well thought out plant-based diet, you end up eating in a rush, eating on the go, and just grabbing things here and there that's not necessarily going to make you feel full throughout the day. You know, if you don't take the time to think about what it is that you need to eat to put your foods together properly, you're going to grab foods that's not going to give you the nutritional value or the satiation you need in your stomach to make you feel full. Another reason is we are not transitioning into a plant-based diet. A lot of times it's a New Year's resolution, or it's a trend, it's a fad, my friend is doing it, whatever the case may be. It's not a true intrinsic reason or an intrinsic why as to why you're switching to a plant-based diet. So when you just cut it cold turkey, I'm going to stop eating all these other foods, I'm going to cut this thing out and go right into plant-based, you don't allow yourself to transition, right? And transitioning is extremely important on a plant-based diet, because it's something new. Your whole being has to adjust to it, not just physically, right? So when you don't allow yourself time to transition into it, you kind of put yourself into a shock, and you kind of push the healing crisis to be a little bit more extreme. There's something called a healing crisis, especially when you switch to plant-based foods. Your body is going to start detoxing. Your body is going to start clearing things out. And in that phase of detoxification and clearing out and rejuvenation and healing, it doesn't always feel that good. So slowly transitioning to a plant-based diet and just adding plant-based foods, like I talked about in my earlier videos, where you can do one plant-based meal a day, and then a full plant-based meal day, and then a 2-day plant-based meal for like the week. Slowly transitioning to a plant-based diet allows your body time to adjust to this new diet, allows your stomach the time that it needs to shrink, and to accommodate the foods that you're eating, allows you time to meal plan, allows you time to collect your supplements, and allows you time to understand how much food do you need to eat for you to feel good on a plant-based diet. A plant-based diet can be so beneficial in so many ways. I don't want you to not eat a plant-based diet because it's not well structured or not well planned out, or because you're feeling hungry, cold, and feeling miserable on it. So check the links down below. I do have a grocery list for you down there that you can click on to see what to buy on a plant-based diet. And I also have a beginner meal plan that can help you easily transition to a plant-based diet. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I really hope it was helpful. Until next time, peace, love, and many blessings. See you next time.